Hey everyone, thanks again for joining another Slim Sports interview. As always, I am your host, JD, and joining me today is a 6'2" safety from Western Carolina, the ball hawk himself, Andreas Keaton. How's it going, my guy?
Ironside on third down, intercepted! Threw it right to Andreas Keaton.
Man, it's going good, man. It's going good.
I'm glad to have you on here, man. I know you just got done having an incredible season for Western Carolina. You were one of the top defensive players in the SOCON. Obviously, a lot of talent there. So you being one of those top guys is absolutely incredible. I want to ask you real quick. Obviously, since you stepped foot at Western Carolina, you've done a lot for them, starting every single game since you were a freshman. And now you just got named All-SOCON Second Team. What have you really done to become such a reliable and dominant safety for your team?
So, of course, working. Of course, that's keeping my head down, never coming complacent. I think when I first came in as a freshman, just having that mindset, like it's time to go, it's time to go. You know, the clock is time. You know, the time ain't gonna stop for you. So I think just always working, trying to find the next step, getting better over. Of course, I mean I've only played 2 years, so over the past 2 years. Just keep on grinding, adjusting to the conference. It's a run heavy conference, passes here and there, being able to adjust weekly and weekly mindset and elevate, the game over the time. It's just, all like progress my way of becoming the player I am. And I got to keep doing that.
Absolutely. And you've been able to do that since you stepped foot on campus at Western Carolina. Your freshman year, you started all 11 games. You ended up having 3 interceptions, 45 tackles, 29 of those solo tackles, 9 pass deflections. I mean, you had some great games, 8 tackles against Eastern Kentucky, 2 interceptions came against Samford, and then the other one against Eastern Kentucky. A lot of the times you see these freshmen going into college, they end up kind of hitting that wall, don't really play a whole lot their freshman year. A lot of them end up redshirting. For you, that wasn't the case. So what was it when you got to Western Carolina that really seemed to click for you where you were able to start right away?
Of course, there was a lot of talent up at Western. I just think it was a mindset thing. I kept my head down. I wasn't a guy, I wasn't gonna be cocky or just talk. I was just kept my head down, kept working, pick my head up, see what was going on, then put my head right back down and keep on working, try to get the spot I wanted to get to. I didn't redshirt is not a bad thing, but I just didn't feel, like it was for me. So I just wanted to keep my head down and keep working. I wanted to play. That's just the mindset going in as a freshman. You want to play, so you gotta do some things different. Just which is working. Just keep working, keep your head down.
Absolutely. And that helped you out to get an incredible season during your freshman year. You actually were named as the 2021 Southern Conference Freshman of the Year. Out of all those freshmen on both sides of the ball, you were named as a top guy. So that was absolutely incredible. And then not only that, you were a finalist for the 2021 Jerry Rice Award, which is given to the nation's top freshmen. So not only were you recognized in conference, but you were also recognized countrywide throughout the United States as one of the top freshmen for any team. And you talk about Power 5 teams, all of these guys, that's incredible. What did that mean to you to get those accolades, to get that kind of recognition?
Of course, I think during the middle of the season, the watch list had came out, and I talked to my family, my coaches, and the main thing they told me was don't let it boost your head up. Keep my head down. First of all, of course, that's a pretty good award, but at the same time, it was like a thing where I couldn't let that affect my style of play. Let the politics, the analysts get to my head, knowing that those eyes are on me. It felt good though, I would say, but at the same time, it was more of a thing where like, okay, if that's some potential, like it's way more to come. I can just keep my head down, keep on pushing, and more were just naturally starting to fall into my hands.
Absolutely. And you obviously were getting that kind of recognition because of the fact that, obviously 45 tackles is great, but those 3 interceptions definitely helped out a lot. And then this past season, you ended up, one-upping yourself on the tackles. You actually led your team in tackles, 72 tackles on the season, 47 of them being solo tackles. You had 9 against Furman, 8 versus Samford, 8 versus VMI, a couple of games with 7 tackles, just making those constant defensive plays. Obviously, you think about safeties, you think about the interceptions, being a ball hawk, and we'll get into that here in a sec also. But for you, you made a lot of key defensive plays for your team, making those big time tackles. What did you really do this past season to make those big time plays?
Come on, off season.
No, off season, throughout the season,
Okay.
just in general.
Okay, well, I'll say to make these plays, of course, watching film, which is I know I need to upgrade myself in watching film, getting better in the film room, seeing what is to come, being able to study guys, being able to get into the film room with my coaches, talk on the phone, just seeing what's going on before I get into the field of play. I feel like from my freshman year to my sophomore year, that helped me. I was in the film, I started learning the game a little bit more. My freshman year, when I first came in, I was freshman, I'm a young one on the field. But my sophomore year, the game started to slow down for me. I starting to read stuff better, just seeing what was going on. Even though I had some mishaps, but it started to become easier and started to become slower in my mind. So I feel like those helped me react a little quicker than my freshman year, and being able to see those and react and make a play on the ball or make a play in the open field.
Mhm. Absolutely, and then obviously being a safety, like I said before, being that ball hawk, you got 2 more interceptions this season, one against Sanford, one against VMI, and just pass deflection wise, like you kept going for the ball. You just want to make sure nobody caught that. It was either you catching it or nobody caught it. I love that kind of mentality because you had 7 pass deflections this past season, 9 pass deflections the year before, so 16 between your first 2 years. What kind of mentality do you feel like a safety needs to have in order to be that true ball hawk type of safety?
Uh, it's tricky, but I feel like if you want to be like, a safety or one of those guys on defensive ball, I think you have to take risks. And I think that's the only way you learn to become a better safety, whether that's, going to try to strip the ball, going to try to go make a ball in the air, making sure them, elbows above eyes. That's what my coach always tells me. Just always making sure you're doing the right thing, but also being able to sit back and take a chance, take a gamble, take a risk on a play, just to try to go see if you can make that play. And if you mess up, it's just a life lesson, to see what you can do better or what you need to grow on. Or maybe it's not that right chance to take that, just knowing what's going on to become that type of safety, knowing what risk you have to take, knowing how to, talk in the back end, communicate with others, being able to come down, make a play on the ball, tackle in space, taking control of the defense. It's a lot of things that go into becoming that top tier safety, or elevating to become that safety you want to be. So it's a lot of things that go into it, but those are the main things.
Absolutely, and you do all of those things very well. That's why you're one of the top safeties in the country, not just in your conference. You've actually gotten to have some pretty cool games while playing for Western Carolina. You got to play a couple of Power Five conference teams, number 4 Oklahoma during your freshman year. Got to play Georgia Tech this past year, and you guys are actually going to be starting the season off next year against Arkansas, a very good SEC opponent. Talk to me about going against these bigger schools as a mid-major team. Is there just kind of a different feel when you go into these big packed arenas going against these Power Five conference schools?
I would say, of course, it's exciting. It's just like every other game for us. In the locker room, it's exciting. It's just like, like we're going to play a team in our conference. It's just, it might be more people in the stands, but at the same time, it's still like a confidence. Like we still have that confidence that we can go out there and ball out. In our eyes, it's just like a game, just a little later, maybe a little more eyes watching, double eyes watching. So it's cool. I mean, it's the same way we prepare for any other team, the same way we prepare for those teams, the way we play them. I mean, it's all the same thing, man. It's great. It's a great adrenaline rush. Great excitement. It's just fun.
Absolutely, and like I said, you got to go against those Oklahoma and Georgia Tech these past 2 years, Arkansas this upcoming season. But obviously, like you said, you approach it like every other game because you guys look at yourselves as the top team every single time. That's just the mentality any player always has. And obviously, you being at Western Carolina, you've had a lot of success already, like we've mentioned. Obviously, this past season being named second team All-SOCON, helping your team to a winning record, 6-5 overall, getting those interceptions, those big play tackles. What has it meant to you to play for Western Carolina these past 2 years?
West Carolina's always been great for me. And I've formed some good relationships with, especially the coaching staff, especially the weight training coach, Coach Jacobs. They've helped me develop, whether that's a man, especially my coach Scales, helped me develop as a man, a character, and then on and off the field, Coach Jacobs. He's helped me in the weight room, bigger, faster, stronger. As a freshman, I came in about 170. Now I'm around 200. So he's helped me just day in, day out, just grow, elevating my game. Say when Coach Scales on the field, Coach Bell, our head coach, the way he talks to us, he helps us just grow. They've all helped us grow on the field. On the field, of course, they're going to teach us skills, X, Y, and Z, but a lot of people don't see the skills that they teach us off the field, whether that's going to class, whether that's eating right, all the other X, Y's, and Z's. It's been fun playing with Western Carolina. It's a beautiful view in the mountains, good, solid conference, a lot of competition, a lot of excitement. It's been a good time. My time there has been going well, and I hope it keeps going well.
Absolutely. And obviously you being one of those top players, one of the top players in your conference, a lot of your teammates more than likely look to you as a leader already. I'm sure your coaches look to you and expect you to be a leader for your team. Talk to me about what you've really done to be that leader on the defensive side of the ball and for your team as a whole.
So, of course, talking, I would say, always going back to my freshman year, I'm the young guy. When I was younger, I had a lot of older guys around me, a lot of older guys, probably way more experienced than me. So when I was young, I used to actually sit back and be able to see what was going on. I would speak up every now and then, but I was able to see what was going on at a young age and see how, them older guys took control of the team, or, vouched for others, or came together and talked to each other. Now, I'm a sophomore. I'm still technically a younger guy, but I've grown into an older guy to the younger guys and to everybody on the team. So with that being said, I've naturally, became and took that step in becoming a leader. I taught, I know how to, control, see what's going on, be able to help people understand what's going on while still trying to motivate them. Whether that it's not necessarily a harsh way, but I'm gonna push you, and then I'm gonna try to put you on game. I'm trying to give you wisdom where I was when I was a freshman, especially to the young guys. To the older guys, I'm always just trying to learn and teach. I'm never too good to be able to learn as a leader and be able to, take that in my consideration and put it in my role of play. Being able to just, with my coach, he's put me, taught me how to, just be able to talk to players, how to be able to get into that healthy confrontation, being able to take that control, being able to come out that alpha mode and be able to just put people and talk to them on how they can help us being a good team this year. At the end of the day, I think being a leader is tough. It's a lot of stepping out your comfort zone, which I had to learn at a young age, and I'm happy that has happened. It's going to help me in the long run. So it's tough. You got to be able to talk. You got to be able to say the right things. You got to be able. It's going to take some going back and forth, but as long as it's healthy, it's good. So I feel like being a leader is going to help me grow as a person, as a character on and off the field.
Absolutely, and you obviously are going to be helping your team out a lot this upcoming season. I can't wait to see how many interceptions you get. Being that ball hawk you are, making those big plays. I'm definitely going to be tuned into those games. But I like to ask all of the defensive players that I have on this one specific question, because I know you have to have a certain mentality, a certain aggressiveness. What is your favorite part about playing on the defensive side of the ball?
It's exciting. It is it's exciting. It's one of those feelings where like the game can be on the line and everybody's watching. It's underneath the lights, or it's in the middle of the day. Everybody's watching. It can be 4th and 1. It can be fourth quarter, start of the game, for defense runs out on the field. It's just a excitement thing, especially when you form those relationships on your team, with people you've played with. Now it's like all of us 11 guys, or the other 10 guys, and including myself, all trying to stop this one, team to become, champions, as we would say. So it's exciting. It's it's adrenaline rush. It's like, okay, here we go. If you mess up, everybody's gonna talk bad about it. But if you win, then it's like, you praise of the praise. So it's exciting. It's an adrenaline rush. It's just it's physical. It's just everything you want. It's everything you want, especially if you like playing defense. It's everything you want.
Absolutely. I love seeing those defensive players just go out there, have that fun, make those big hits, because you got to have that aggressiveness in order to make those big hits there. I know you guys have this upcoming season. Like I said before, you're going to be playing Arkansas. You're going to be playing Eastern Kentucky and Charleston Southern in non-conference action, and then of course going into SoCon play against teams such as Samford, Wofford, VMI, all of them. Talk to me real quick about what you're doing individually and what your team is doing to help prepare you guys for this upcoming season.
Of course, off-season workouts. That's the main thing right there. Off-season workouts. This off-season workouts during the semester, we had a great off-season workout. You know, when we all put on the good amount of weights, our legs, explosiveness, twitchiness, speed. Everybody on the team is doing something right. You know what I'm saying? Like everybody is growing in the right direction. I'll just say me as a person, you know, I'm trying to do whatever best, you know, to help that team become, you know, the role that I need to play and the role that the coaches, you know, myself and I need to become, you know, the championship team we need. I'll say, you know, I'm training, I'm focusing on my diet, making sure I'm eating right. I think that's a big step that I took upon myself was, you know, training like a pro, eating like a pro, doing those things that can prepare me for the next level, whereas eating right, you know, taking the wrong things out of my body and putting the right things in my body, all the little things, you know. But other than that, I'm trying to just do my part. The part that they want me to do, that's the part I'm gonna play.
Absolutely, man. I know you're going to do your part very well. You're going to be getting those interceptions, making those big hits, and helping your team get some big wins. I'm hoping to see you guys get that dub against Arkansas first game of the season. That'd be pretty awesome for you.
For sure.
So thank you so much for doing this with me, man. It's absolutely incredible having on these incredible football players like yourself. And I absolutely cannot wait to see where your journey takes you.
Yes, thank you. Thank you for you also, boss man.
Absolutely, man. Anytime. You have a good one.